AITA for telling my DIL she wasn't invited since she is an embarrassment at dinners since she is a picky eater. My son's on my ass, so I am writing here for different opinions. My son has been married for 2 years at this point. We get along as well as water and oil. I just keep my distance because I don't like dealing with her. She's a horrible picky eater, I don't know why, but truly I don't care because she is a pain at restaurants. We try to go anywhere and we have to change places multiple times so she can have something to eat. She makes the waiters go through hoops so she will have something she likes, and if anything is wrong, she will bitch about it or pout in the corner. Example, she got a quesadilla, removed everything on it, and when it came out she sent it back because there was sour cream on the side, it wasn't touching anything and she made a huge deal about her food being wrong. She doesn't have allergies either. What really made me dislike her is that she complained about the food at a funeral. They had a sandwich spread but went on about it's gross multiple times. So I had dinner yesterday and I invited everyone but my son's wife. Son wasn't invited either, but he was on a business trip. My other DIL posted it online and I got a call from DIL. She was pissed I didn't invite her and asked why. I told her it's due to her being an embarrassment at dinners and I won't be inviting her to dinners. She called me a jerk and hung up. Now my son is on my ass and I am wondering if I should apologize or not. Edit, I'm going to say it, it doesn't matter if she has an eating disorder or is on the spectrum, both those groups know how to act at a funeral or restaurant. It may be harder but they can. AITA for not wanting my soon-to-be BIL at my wedding? Hi everybody. I 26F am about to get married to my wonderful fiancé 28M. He and I have been together for 5 years and our wedding is set to take place this spring. So for some backstory, when I was 18 I was on one date with a guy who was 18 too. We went out to dinner and I thought we had a really great time and really liked him. After our date, I texted him telling him I had a great time and I would love to meet him again. He just responded by telling me thanks, that he enjoyed our date but did not find a connection with me and would not want to see me anymore as he felt it would not be fair to me. I really liked this guy and was heartbroken, but I moved in. 3 years later I met my now husband. When I met him I had no idea as to who he was. We hit it off and clicked instantly and fell hard for each other. It was not until 6 months later when I was at dinner with his family and his brother was there that I realized that his brother was the guy I went on a date with. I explained this to my husband, he was fine with it. I also messaged his brother telling him I did not know they were related in any way but that I really liked his brother and would like it if he did not let our past together disturb my relationship. He responded by telling us that we were all good. However, he has continually flirted with me. When we meet him for dinner, he always flirts, saying stuff like telling me my dress looks nice, that I look great or telling me a specific thing on the menu looks like something I would like. He always does this in front of my husband who has not said a word about this. He also tries to make me jealous all the time, like when we all are out with his family, he sometimes brings a girl with him if they have been dating for some time and he will always kiss her on the cheek, talk with her all the time and flirt with her. I have kept my mouth shut about this so as to not cause anything bad between him and my fiancé, but with wedding planning and sending out invites, I just had to say something. I told him I don't want his brother there because his brother always flirts with me and tries to make me jealous. My fiancé looked dumbfounded and asked when this happens, if his brother does this stuff when he is in the bathroom or simply not looking. I told him no and brought up all the things I did here. My fiancé laughed and asked me if I was okay in the head and if I was joking. I got angry at him and said that if he could not see how truly disgusting his brother's behavior is, then he is not who I thought he was. We have barely talked since this. I got a text from his brother saying that he was sorry if he ever made me feel uncomfortable and that he had no intention to make me feel that way. My fiancé is still mad at me. Was I really the asshole for this? I just want my happiest day to be my happiest day, and it can't be that if I have to worry about his brother doing something. AITA for refusing my husband's family vacation? My husband, 38M, and I, 38F, have 3 kids, 6, 3, and 1. His job requires him to travel a fair amount, which means I am home by myself with the kids for at least 1 week out of each month, sometimes it's 2. Next week, a friend he hasn't seen in several years who lives on the other side of the country from us will be about 5 hours from where we live. My husband has decided to take 3 days off work and drive down to see his friend. The morning after he returns from that visit with his friend, he is scheduled to leave for a week-long work trip. When he decided to drive down to see his friend, he suggested that the kids and I go as well. This seems like a terrible idea to me for a few reasons. First, our oldest is in school, so it would mean pulling her out for 3 days. Second, he and his friend have plans to play golf all day on 2 of the days. So I'd be by myself with the kids, in a town where the only real attraction, the beach, is going to be too chilly for the kids to play. Also, if I'm being honest, I'm not wild about the idea of having 3 kids ages 6 and under at the beach all day without any help. Third, his friend is traveling with his girlfriend, who is in her early 20s. I can't imagine that they're going to want to spend their vacation hanging out at kid-friendly establishments. I definitively told my husband that the kids and I are not coming, and he's furious with me. I tried to make the above points to him and ask him why he thinks it's a good idea for us to come, and he just keeps repeating that it would be fun. My suspicion is that he feels guilty about taking a for-fun trip a week before he turns around and leaves on business for a week. So he's trying to flip things around and make it sound like he tried to plan a getaway for us, and I refused, so he's forced to go alone. My friends have suggested that I'm being too cynical and that maybe he just really wants his friend to meet our kids. He hasn't said anything like that, but to be honest, even if that were his reason, I'm not sure that justifies packing up the kids for a 5-hour car ride and hanging out in a hotel room, or finding something to do solo with a 6, 3, and 1-year-old in a beach town in November, until they get done with golf and we can eat dinner for 2 hours before the baby has to go to bed. AITA here? Update, this sub is like magic. I showed him this post and the responses, and it shut him down immediately. He also added, I had already decided to send you to the spa for a day when I get back. I'm 99% sure he had done nothing of the sort, but he will now. Thanks, team. Last update, I obviously posted this in the hopes of being able to give my husband an I told you so, but I really am touched by some of the messages I've received offering support and resources related to emotional abuse. As I've said in my reply to some of those messages, I'm very lucky in that this is truly out of character for my husband, so out of character that I took to the internet to make sure I wasn't missing something. In reality, we have a strong and mutually supportive relationship that allows me to stay home with my kids, which is totally my choice, my dream in fact. I'm an attorney, so I'd always have a way to support myself if things ended. If that weren't the case, though, the messages I've been receiving would be incredibly helpful. Way to take care of each other, Reddit. AITA for refusing to swap Christmas gifts for my family friend with my friend's girlfriend? My 26F friend, Sebastian, has a girlfriend, Laura. They've been together for a year. Sebastian and I are family friends, so we both know each other's parents pretty well. I get along very well with his dad Ralph, and we will all be spending Christmas at Ralph's place. For Christmas, I bought Ralph a travel bag and had it personalized with patches relating to significant countries he's traveled to. It's a bit tacky, but I know he'll find it kitschy and use it as a gym bag or something, so perfect for a Christmas gift. I posted about this on Instagram and Laura saw it. She DM'd me asking if I'd be willing to swap Christmas gifts with her. She got Ralph a bottle of cognac. She said since Ralph has always disliked her, this could be an opportunity for her to get into his good books. As much as I understood that, I said no, partly because I took a lot of time putting the gift together and partly because Laura doesn't know Ralph well. How would she even know about what a significant country would have been to add to the bag? It doesn't make sense for her to give it to him. Laura then got annoyed and said I should have some empathy for her, given that Ralph has never hidden the fact that he likes me more than her and wishes Sebastian and I would date. I do have empathy and told her that, but I also think her saying that was a bit of emotional blackmail. Laura is now apparently bitching about me to mine and Sebastian's mutual friends, and posting passive-aggressive things about the best girlfriend you have to worry about on social media. Sebastian hasn't mentioned it and I don't want to in case Laura never told him. I don't want to make Christmas awkward, and I get how Laura must feel, because Ralph is an intense person and you know when he doesn't like you. But at the same time, I feel like I should be able to give a Christmas present to someone I care about with being called that girl best friend. Am I the asshole?